Breaking news, 231 Nigerian youths have been returned from Ghana to Nigeria. They are back to Nigeria from Ghana. The Nigerian federal government has received 231 Nigerian boys and girls who were victims of human trafficking in Ghana. And as you can see the video, I will leave you to watch the video. Is this what we should be facing every day? Like, seriously? Guys, what do you think about this? Watch the video.
Also be happy. Hello, how are you? Welcome to your country. Okay, I know you've gone through a very tough time. You were all trafficked to Ghana, right? In search of what you didn't expect you were going to do, right? So don't be ashamed of yourselves. Look up. You'll be better persons by the grace of God. You are all young boys with a future. So I want you to, hold your heads up. So what we're doing today is receiving you on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He cares about your welfare, and as one does that, every Nigerian at home or abroad needs to, no matter your circumstances. But I want to advise you, my dear brothers and a few sisters here, there's nothing out there. Some of the places they are telling you to go, Nigeria is much better than those places. And you know that. You know your experience from where you're coming from. But let me thank the Ghanaian authorities for rescuing you, for taking care of you, and now we're glad you're back home. Now, NAPTIP, who will be responsible for you after this, will definitely, profile you and all that. But I want to tell you that your transportation here was made possible by Wema Bank. Please, Wema Bank, please come. This is a large number, 231. They paid every cover for you to come back, as well as the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who gave us a bus to bring you back. Wema Bank, please come. Come. But that's not all. Courtesy of Wema Bank, I have food for you. Let me have one. Who is the most hungry person here? so we're going to give you food packs. We're going to give you, of course, water and a lot more from NAPTIP. And also, you're going to get stipends, a little money in your pockets, very small, to take you all back home.
All right. So as we had it, there are 231 Nigerians that have been trafficked to Ghana has been returned back to Nigeria. Well, we thank God for their lives, because I can tell you that what these people are going through in the name of human trafficking in many countries, what these people are going through is really, really hell, honestly. So I thank God for their life, and thank God they are back home. I pray that some of them will get sense, yeah? Now, I also want to use this medium to plead with my Ghanaian friends. Now, I posted a video yesterday where I was telling us about the things happening in Ghana. Ghanaians protesting, saying that Nigerians must go. Some of them are shouting Igbos must go. So, I don't know. So, I posted it, and some people were on the comment section telling me that it's not true, that I'm lying, I tell you, there are no lies. There are no lies. I have people in Ghana that confirm this news for me, right? So Ghanaians has been protesting. Today is what? Today is the 17th day of July. Today is the 17th day. As of 15th day before yesterday, there was heavy protest in Ghana. No, though a couple of them, their youth and some of their elders, protesting, saying that Nigerians must go. So that is the recent happening in Ghana. So I don't know what will happen today, but whatever thing or whichever way it goes, I'll bring it to us. So I also want to use this medium too to beg my Ghanaian friends to please calm down over this issue. Oh yes, calm down over this issue. No need of taking laws into your hands or overreacting because of this whole issue. So please, in this video also, I want to beg you to take a little time to listen to what the teaching my brother gave to Ghanaians about this issue going on now. So please, I want to beg you to listen to it and also help me to share these videos, because I can tell you a lot of Ghanaians has come out calling Nigerians criminals, ritualists, and so on and so forth, scammers. There's no way in the world that there is no place in the world that there is no scammers. China has one of the most dangerous scammers in the world, I can tell you. So Ghanaians too, they have, in fact, as of 3 days ago, I was discussing this whole issue with a friend, and my friend was telling me how a Ghanaian man scammed him. No be say he gave a Ghanaian man money for 1 or 2 business. The man, so there's no place in the world that there is no scam, right? So please, I want to beg us. I can tell us that Igbo people are also good people. I can tell you that for free. In fact, for this reason, I'm going to play a short video for you where a man took time to, give an analysis of Igbo people. But before then, I want you to watch this and do well to drop your comment on the comment section what to think. Also beg you, for those of my friends that are not Ghanaians, share this video so that it will get to Ghanaians. And of course, you need to watch it too, because this man I'm about to play his video now took time to, deep into some histories that some Ghanaians, or should I say most Ghanaians, don't know. So please watch it, then you do well to drop your comment on the comment section. We preach and we bring peace to you. Please watch this.
Migration is as natural as breathing, as eating, as sleeping. It is part of life, part of nature, and as Ellsworth Huntington puts it, history in its broadest aspect is a record of man's migration from one environment to another. So Ghanaians, be it known that Nigerians are not your problem. Antonio Guterres once said, migration powers economic growth, reduces inequality, and connects diverse societies. But yet, he warned, it is also a source of political tension and human tragedies. And it is that human tragedy I felt when I listened to a video made by one guy named Cyrus of Tonton Network in Ghana. The video was actually sent to me by my friend and brother Mudia of Africa. In the video, Cyrus complained about Nigerians abandoning their country to bad leadership and coming to other countries, especially Ghana, to oppress and commit crime. And he particularly complained about the Igbo king in Ghana and admonished the Ghanaian president to distance himself from the guy. But I want to tell Cyrus, if that guy is not important electorally, the Ghanaian president will not so much associate with him. Even though Cyrus claimed to have loads of Nigerian friends, he could not hide his disdain for Nigeria as he spewed out lies, half-truth, and what have you about Nigerians, including our activists and our skit makers, which show that he's obviously jealous of them. Ordinarily, I no go respond to or blame people like Cyrus because our leaders put us for ground for people like him to the insult. But for posterity and for the hard-working Nigerians who are making a mark in all fields of human endeavor across the globe, there's need to respond, set the record straight, and raise their shoulders high. For the Bible in Exodus 23:9 said, you shall not oppress the alien. You know well how it feels to be an alien, since you were once an alien yourself in the land of Egypt. Since Cyrus has forgotten, and probably, he don't know, and decided to paint all Nigerians with one brush because of the antecedents of a few bad ones, let me remind him that Nigeria was once home to Ghanaians who were doing menial jobs here, including teaching. And we had many of them as friends, including coaching, Coach Tete. Maybe he has also forgotten how the military government of General Olusegun Obasanjo donated Peugeot cars to Ghanaian police force around 1977 and 1978. Whilst we agree that we have a lot of bad Nigerians everywhere, same way you have Ghanaians who are doing crimes outside of their country, we need to remind people like Cyrus that according to the Washington-based Migration Policy Institute, Nigerians are the most successful and educated immigrant group in Africa, in America. Maybe that's why it's beefing. Our Nollywood movies, our skit makers, our music artists are putting African positively in the world map, not just West Africa. Not to mention people like Philip Emegwali, our Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, our Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, our Professor Wole Soyinka, and whether she likes it or not, our Kemi Badenoch, and numerous mayors and members of parliament in UK, US, and Canada. Not even to mention the basketballers, footballers, including American football. And now, let me drive it home, because at the verse, the Ghana should remember why we choose to mention bad eggs. Let me remind him of the Nigerian banks and companies setting up shops in Ghana and providing employment opportunities for Ghanaians. Corporations like Zenith Bank, Access Bank, Guarantee Trust Bank, Fidelity Bank, and even fintechs like Flutterwave, Plenty Waka, Remis Capital Ventures Garden, Multigate Solutions, Sandbox Software, Bento Technologies, and Instant Payment Solutions. Not to talk of other smaller supply chains, and including sell side. I don't even mention people like Alhaji Aliko Dangote and UBA of Tony Elumelu, who is, raising entrepreneurs across Africa and creating billionaires. How about the millions of dollars Nigerian students are pouring into schools in Ghana to survive most of those schools, including some on hitherto unknown colleges? I don't even want to mention the hotels that Nigerians are patronizing there. And a few months from now, we're also going to Ghana to celebrate the African Bar Annual Conference. And Nigerians will be the highest number of troops there. See, Ghana that was so bad that they had to knock off some zeros from their currency. They talk when others they talk. Anyway, I see maybe not because Ghanaian babes, they like Nigerian guys fast. Because Nigerian guys, they burn cash for babe. Or maybe now our jollof rice, where they never see our jollof rice pass there, and they made the guy the beef. Well, why not holding forth for the bad ones in our midst? Nobody is stopping the security agencies in Ghana from dealing with the crime and criminality in the country, irrespective of the nationalities of the perpetrators. So why the beef? It is the Idi Amin-like attitude such as this that is inhibiting the implementation of the African Free Trade Agreement. That is why somebody with a Canadian passport can travel into African countries, without visa. And an African is required to get a visa to go to African countries. I even remember as primary school students, we were meant to donate money for the black apartheid struggle in South Africa. And our government spent endlessly on that struggle. While our musicians like King Sonny Okosu fought for freedom to end apartheid in South Africa. And today South Africa self go to talk. Our government spent hard-earned money, including dollars, that would have been used for internal infrastructural development in our country. To maintain peace in West Africa through ECOMOG in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Congo. And we had a lot of refugees from these countries. We welcomed them with open arms, not because they are Nigerians, but because we are Nigerians and we are very accommodating. So no matter what you say, to date, Nigerians are still the most generous and accommodating people in Africa. Why it is not compulsory that the country of your birth must be the place of your abode all your life? Be it known that not all those who criticize our government that lives abroad. Our awesomeness as a country makes us always want to, talk about the affairs of our country wherever we find ourselves. And majority of us are here in Nigeria, putting our government on its toes, as our agency like EFCC and ICPC are working tirelessly to eradicate fraud in our country. So face your small front and not use Nigeria to trend. But I will therefore advocate. First it was South Africa, now Ghana. Very soon, countries like Benin Republic say they tell us to go home. Shameful. Our leaders should use this opportunity to correct the challenges in the country by embarking on necessary reforms and measures that will give us again our bragging right, no matter how bitter at the beginning, provided we get it right subsequently, instead of allowing unknown people to use us to trend unnecessarily. Anyway, before I verse, make I leave on here so that I can hear from you your own comment in your comment section. Do not forget to subscribe and also feel free to share. But migration is a universal human experience of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring human quest for knowledge. But however, always remember, if you find yourself in Rome, learn to live like the Romans. Don't commit crime in another man's country.
We are known for industry. Ibambo. Oheji Marandi Igbo. Number 2, we are known for hard work. Ọrụ aka. Sometimes I na boy ọrụ ike. We are known for community and family. Ụmụnna na ụmụnne. That is what we are known for. All the development that happened in Igbo, when we had that spot of growth between the 1940s and the 1960s, that made the Eastern region the leading economic powerhouse in the world at that time, was from community effort. Umunna. We built schools, we did everything for ourselves. This sense of family means that you cannot hurt your brother. That is why in the Igbo say, Onyagala wanne, do not leave your own. I plead Alokotus this morning that everything I say, just blame it on me, don't blame it on any other Igbo person. That's number one. Number two, I'm going to say things that are going to be very uncomfortable for us, Ndi Igbo. And I will wish that you all please bear with me, because sometimes Ndi Igbo sị na a ga-ekwu eziokwu ga-egwu onye eze, na a ga-ekpuru nkata n'isi gwa ya okwu. But ọ bụrụ nkata ka mkpugbu a nkata ndị inyom ka ahụ nkata ka anyị bịara. Udo dịrị unu. Some time ago, short while ago, because we go into social media and we get people say things, I read a very short piece by someone whose name on social media and the group, he called himself John Doe. Of course, John Doe means a nobody. But he said this. He said, most of the Yahoo boys are encouraged, protected, and supported by their mothers. I do not know whether this is true, but that brings us to what we want to talk about here, about Igbo values. As mothers, if you stay and you know that your son or your daughter comes home with things that they do not work for or deserve, and you encourage it, and you go to church, and you go ahead and pay tithe on that illegal money, then what you're doing is that you're desecrating the land. And so this morning, we want to look at things, Eji Marandebo, what we were known for, our values. What are these values? Number one, we are known for industry. Ibambo. Eji Marandebo. Number two, we are known for hard work. Ọrụ aka. Sometimes I na akpọ ya ọrụ ike. Kama. Today, we are no longer known because our desire to be better than others has now made it impossible for our youth to follow that path of Onwike. Thirdly, we as Ndi Igbo, we are known for community and family. Umunna, no munne. That is what we are known for. All the development that happened in Igbo, when we had that spot of growth between the 1940s and the 1960s, that made the Eastern region the leading economic powerhouse in the world at that time, was from community effort. Umunna. We built schools, we did everything for ourselves. Today, we're finding it that this sense of family and community no longer exists, because this sense of family means that you cannot hurt your brother. That is why Ndi Igbo Neja say, Onyagala wanne, do not leave your own. Ndi Igbo were also known as part of our values for respect. Nsoporo. We used to respect people. But like our brother here, Osita Chidoka, pointed out in one of his papers, which I give you credit for, he pointed out to us that today in Igbo, people indulge in three things: One is Mmebu, because they have the political power or they have the will over you, they oppress you. The other one is Mbare, because they see that they can get away with anything, they insult you and do anything to you. That is what we see in Igbo. And of course, the third one is Nkare. That is, at every point, they want to show you that they are much bigger. And when people have political power, they use that the most. That is why, when people have political power in Igbo, instead of doing the road for the community, they will not do it because their enemy is there, or the person who went or who challenged them in the political contest. So these three things, Mmebu, Mpare, and Nkare, are the things that we see in Igbo today that is giving us a big problem. Another value that Igbo used to have was amamihe, education and knowledge. Education and knowledge was the fundamental underpinning of the Igbo person. And every one of us strived. That is why, even though the Yoruba got education before us and met the people from the British and all that, we, as Igbo, overtook the whole of Nigeria between 1950 and 1960 because everybody strived for education. Zeke pioneered this. He paid for people to be taken abroad to go to school and come back and develop their place. Today, we find that only women want to go to school. Our young men and our youth are more interested in something called a gombute. They want to get rich quick. And that has laid a very bad foundation in Igbo land. Lastly, Ndi Igbo were known as very hospitable and generous. How nwere more onyinye. We used to take care of our people. And that is why our ethos has always been Onyagala Nwanne. And the fundamental underpinning of every Igbo person is Egbebere, Ugobere. And so this hospitality was what made us. If you come to the house of Onigbo, he will first bring out Nzu, chalk, to put on your hand, and then bring Oji, which is the kola nut that we use to welcome you. So if you go to an Igbo person's house and there's no kola nut, know that you're not welcomed. If he doesn't have, he will plead and make it up with something else. So having known all this that are our values, where are we today? We have a conflict between the traditional Igbo values and this new phenomenon called Egombute. All our youth only want to be rich. And they look at you and they no longer want to follow the path. That path that takes you to go through hard work and striving and education. And you're putting in your intellect to get to where they want to go. What everybody wants to do is to take a shortcut and look for native doctors to give you the things that are going to make you rich. That's why I said I'm going to make some uncomfortable things for us as Ndi Igbo today. So please forgive me. I have said that today we have a prioritization of wealth over community. This means that the age-old values of community first, before self, has now been eroded. The other one is valuing material possession over education and knowledge. And so you see a very young person, not educated, yet he wants to ride the biggest car and go around and have a lot of people following him behind. And you want to wonder, where do you want to end up? And of course, we find that every time they all end up either in prison or they are killed looking for a shortcut to wealth. This has also affected our Igba boy system. The Igba boy system, which everyone knows, has been the biggest incubator of entrepreneurship in the world and was even studied by Harvard to say, how do you create so many very wealthy people using this Igba boy system? Today, not many of our youths now want to bala boy. What they want to do is to do a shortcut. They stay with their master. In a short while, they steal their master's money and run away. They don't want to wait so that they will end the course and be given their payoff, which will set them up. Because for us, the Igba boy system, none of the people who are invested in it or who do it are afraid of creating another millionaire. They want to be, they're already millionaire, they want to create more. And they don't mind if you are the person. But today, we now have the twin evil. First of the young men no longer being faithful to their masters and all that. And also for some masters who, when the time comes for them to settle their progeny, look for means and avenues of not to do what is already contracted. Thirdly, we now emphasize individual success over collective progress. Prior to this time, at the time we all were going up, we all knew, of course, that there were some leading lights, but everybody was happy. Let the whole Igbo be moving. Right now, all we have are everybody will want to stand on his own. And so when we stay in silos in this way, trying to be individualistic, brilliant, we find that we fail collectively. So when we come together politically, we find it difficult because everybody will say, if not me, I shouldn't be another person. And so today, we have, encompassing all this, the rather very sad part for Ndi Igbo, where we seek external validation rather than self-contentment. And so our people, instead of waiting and making sure that we are doing things for Igbo and doing things for ourselves, we want to go and look for somebody from outside to come and tell us who is our leader, who will come and point out to us who are going to make governor, who is going to point out to us who are going to make senator, and so forth. And that is not good for Igbo. So this impacts on our social values, making us move from the traditional Igbo mindsets, from the collective to be individualistic, makes us be more focused on wealth and all the things that are free praise in life, and decrease our emphasis on our traditional values. And so with these few words, I want to suggest a few things for us. And let me also say that this paper that I'm abridging, Nkatandiyom already have it, and so if you want it, they will send it to you. We have to reconcile our values so that we can sustain the development of our Igbo. First, we must have to balance individual success with community well-being. In other words, we must at all times make sure that the community, the Igbo community, our traditional communities will be far more important than each and every one of us. Second, we must go back to the old values of education. We got to where we were, where we now had the first vice chancellor, and in Joko, where we now had all the great people in the past that were making waves in Nigeria through education.
All right, so you have seen it. Oh yes, so I tell you that Igbo people are good people. Oh yes, they are business oriented. You know, they love the good of other people too. So I believe that from this video you must have learned one or two. So please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think about it. All right, I'll see you in my next video because there are so many updates happening that I want to share with you. So just do well to subscribe. Thank you very much. God bless you.